Elon built electric cars, he's going to Mars. Why is he even involving himself with Twitter? It would be like if the Prince of England gave it all up just to marry an actor from Suits. NBC has announced plans for a spin-off to the hit series Suits. It will focus on Meghan Markle's character's struggle to balance her legal career while also caring for an unemployed immigrant.
One comedian, one line, and suddenly every joke we've been holding back for years was fair game. Comedians had been walking on eggshells around these two. Careful jabs here, safe jokes there. Nothing too harsh, nothing too real. Then Chris Rock stepped onto that Netflix stage and said exactly what half the planet was thinking. He didn't Google them. The most famous family on earth with 1,000 years of history documented, televised, written about in every language, and she didn't even type their name into a search bar once.
What is the #1 question that mystifies scientists?
Is there life on another planet?
Oh no, why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
It's another bag.
That's confusing.
Chris wasn't buying it. Nobody with a functioning brain was buying it. Then he dropped an analogy so sharp, so perfect it spread like wildfire. The Budweiser line, legendary, simple, brutal, impossible to argue with. But that's when Chris went from funny to downright devastating. Remember the big scandal? Someone in the palace allegedly asked what color the baby would be. Headlines blew up for weeks. It was framed as this unforgivable, racist horror. The moment that supposedly proved the entire institution was rotten. Chris crushed it in 10 seconds flat. Normal curiosity turned into a victim story. And once Chris said it out loud, once he showed people you could question the story without chaos erupting, the floodgates opened. Everyone else lined up to take their shot. Colin Josh didn't waste a second with pleasantries. Let that sink in.
What is the #1 question that mystifies scientists?
Is there life on another planet?
Oh no, why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
It's another bag.
That's confusing.
Britain doesn't want them back. America doesn't want to claim them. Two countries, billions of people, and neither side is raising their hand. International hot potatoes with nowhere to land. Then just went straight for the jugular. An actor from Suits. Not a movie star, not an Oscar winner, not even the lead. Just a supporting actress. On a cable legal drama most Americans hadn't even seen until she started dating royalty. That's the price she paid. The monarchy for SNL and maybe even Imagine spin-offs. They called Prince Harry, grandson of the Queen, son of the King, an unemployed immigrant on network TV prime time. And nobody blinked. That's when you know the tide has completely turned.
See, this Meghan Markle announced that her As Ever product line sold out in under an hour. It's strange when you marry a prince and you're the breadwinner of the family. Meghan was excited while Prince Harry was like, what the hell am I going to do with 3,000 cases of wildflower?
Now, if you haven't seen Meghan's lifestyle show, you're missing something wild. She takes pretzels out of one bag, puts them in another, and labels it with a fancy marker. That's the content. That's the lifestyle tip. Jimmy Fallon couldn't believe it either. Repackaging store-bought snacks and presenting it like some domestic revolution.
I said Meghan Markle is of course a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
This is a woman who married into Britain's richest family, lived in real palaces, had servants on call, and her big life advice, transfer your pretzels to a prettier bag. You cannot make this up. Fallon also noticed something crazy about the power shift. The Prince of England, sixth in line to the throne, grandson of the longest reigning monarch in British history, now a warehouse manager for overpriced jam and artisanal honey. What a fall.
I think Harry's a fucking twat. I think he's a fucking twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems. My life was so hard. Everybody's fucking life is hard. Yeah, you were the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a fucking Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
Harry's memoir shattered records, fastest-selling non-fiction ever. 600 pages of family secrets, childhood trauma, frostbitten body parts, and every intimate detail you could imagine. Absolutely nobody on earth needed to see this. But Jimmy Kimmel had thoughts. The Prince and the Penis. That's what 600 pages of oversharing gets you. Millions of people tuning in late-night TV and suddenly your private life is everyone's punchline. Stephen Colbert jumped in too, going after their performative nicknames. M&H like they're a luxury brand, a Fortune 500 company instead of two people who can't stop doing interviews about how much they hate attention from doing interviews. The irony was brutal. Then came the Golden Globes, a room full of Hollywood royalty. The cream of the entertainment world, and host Joe Coy dropped the line that defined their entire existence.
Should she go to her father? Yes, she should. I didn't talk to my father for 18 years. He used me in his companies, and all of millions and millions I had to pay because my father got me in the crap. But the situation is, when he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I went to him and took care of him because he's my father.
Millions for nothing. That joke hit a room full of people who actually grind for their careers. Actors audition hundreds of times. Writers pitch for years. Directors fight for every shot. And these two cashing massive checks for content nobody can describe. Americans roasted them mercilessly. But the British, oh, the British took it personally. You have to understand the British perspective. Harry wasn't just a celebrity. He was their prince. The boy who followed his mother's coffin at 12, watched by the entire world. They grew up with him. Forgave the Nazi costume, the Vegas photos, all of it. And then he goes on American TV and drags his grandmother, his father, his brother, and the country itself.
Ridiculous after that. They want it both ways. You know, you can't be, these people were so mean to us, poor us, and we don't want all this attention, and then let me write a book about how much we don't want it. It's just fragile. Just take a hint from the Queen, the recently departed.
Never complain, never explain, and rarely be heard speaking in.
Suddenly, British comedians weren't joking. They were settling scores. Jimmy Carr went straight for the contradictions nobody in polite society was supposed to mention. A lifelong feminist, she gave up her career the moment royalty came knocking. And yet, they complained endlessly about the impossibly hard life funded by taxpayers. And yes, the Nazi costume keeps haunting them. That photo exists forever online, and no Oprah interview, Netflix doc, or humanitarian award can erase it. Then Simon Brochin did something incredible. He watched every single Netflix episode, all 6, every dramatic pause, every staged photo, every lingering handhold. The documentary was supposed to win hearts, but it did the opposite. The nicknames, the performative romance, the constant camera-ready touches, the obviously rehearsed pauses, it all felt fake. A brand launch disguised as a love story.
And he's like, no, I really am a middleman for jars of jam.
He works for Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jams.
Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montecito.
Then Broken found a passage in Harry's book that made jaws drop. When your prose style makes Prince Andrew look sympathetic by comparison, you've achieved something truly insane. 6 episodes. That's all it took to turn neutral viewers into people who completely understood the frustration. Rodkin couldn't get over how they even presented basic royal protocol as trauma. It was unbelievable. She's dating the Queen's grandson. Maybe, just maybe, check the etiquette handbook before saying yes to the proposal. It's not rocket science. Kelly Osbourne grew up in real chaos. Not palaces, not servants messing up tea. Actual chaos. Her family invented reality TV mayhem. Dysfunction, addiction, overdoses, health scares, public meltdowns, Aussie biting, heads off bats, Sharon throwing ham at neighbors, you name it. They aired it all for years. The good, the bad, the terrifying. So when Kelly Osbourne says someone is dramatic, it actually means something. And then you have someone dressed as a Nazi now trying to position himself as the moral authority on tolerance and kindness. The contradiction is so absurd it practically writes its own punchlines. Sharon went even deeper. Their product is drama without family conflict, nothing to sell. No headlines, no podcasts, no book deals, no relevance. That's why they can't stop. Why they can never truly move on. Controversy isn't a side effect. It's the business model. Then Sharon shared something personal that made Harry and Meghan look even worse. Her father cost her millions. Real money, real betrayal, and she still showed up when he needed her. Meanwhile, these two cut off their entire families over media coverage. Then Sharon made a prediction that hung in the air like a warning.